Yesterday we are able to create CO versions successfully, and we created additional versions. One is for group valuation, which we are doing, and second one, the profit center valuation. For that also we created both. With profit center valuation and V31 with group valuation. And for this, planning is not required, only the actual values. Okay. Before saving, you can use this option to check valuation. But last time we faced errors. Might be you try in this way that once you select version and go for controlling area settings and don't save it, come back, again select another version and then go for controlling area settings, and both you can try to save at the same time. Okay, and then in profit center accounting, we told the classic profit center accounting we don't want to activate, and we don't want to use ATA ledger parallelly, because now in S4, from all the components, profit center accounting, from COPA, from material ledger, for all the components, only in one table, that is universal table, AC DOCA table, we are updating. Hence, for the profit center accounting also, we need to update in the AC DOCA table. So we no need to activate the ATA ledger again. Unnecessarily duplicate values will be updated. Again, the redundancy will be increased, and your data footprint also will be increased because of this. That's why we also decided we don't want to activate it. Here we are not activating. From which year you want to transfer into your profit center accounting the line items in online immediately. So this setting we are doing in ECC. Otherwise your profit center accounting, your ledger ATA will not be updated. But here we are not updating. And here, to update profit centers at the time of document posting, for example, I want to create each and every plant as a one of the profit center. At plant level, at profit center level, I want one P&L account and balance sheet. So whenever I am posting document, in each and every document, I need to ensure that the profit center is entered. So whenever you are posting documents, for example, you posted any document, salaries account, debit to cash account. If you want to prepare your P&L account and balance sheet account along with company code, at profit center level also I want to update. Then for each and every line item, you need to tag the profit center. So this salary account, debit amount, is belong to which profit center? Maybe this is profit center 1. Then what about cash account? Is this belong to profit center 1, or maybe is belong to profit center 2? That I need to enter. To ensure that in each and every line item, the profit center is entered manually by the user, or he entered cost object, cost center 1, but he doesn't enter the profit center. Then system has to derive automatically the profit center from the cost center. So at the end, whenever I save, this document should carry my profit centers. To ensure that the profit centers are derived correctly, or profit centers are consistent in all documents, for that SAP need to check some additional checks. At the time of document posting, in the background, it need to do additional checks, and it ensures that All the profit centers are derived correctly, updated, and it has a consistency with the data. To prepare your P&L account and balance sheet at profit center level or at P&L account level. To do this, as we are not activating the set control parameters for actual data, in S4, we need to do additional step. That's what we did whenever we faced error and whenever we are not able to see our company code to the leading ledger. 0L is not assigned. We need to activate profit center accounting in controlling area. So this we did for IN10. From which year you want to update to 2020, the profit center accounting. It doesn't mean that we are activating ledger ATA. It means we are instructing to the system that you please do whatever the additional checks you want to do. But at the end, for me, for each and every document, the profit center should be derived or updated and it should have consistency. And please ensure that to prepare my P&L account and balance sheet at a profit center level. Right. And also, we have an issue in ECC. If you want to prepare your P&L account and balance sheet at a business area or maybe profit center level, we told for internal purpose, the P&L account and balance sheet, whatever you are preparing at profit center level, this is fine, but not for external reporting. Because in each and every document, for each and every profit center, there should be a debit and credit as per our double entry system. For example, in this example, the debit is going to profit center 1, credit is going to profit center 2. If I take at profit center 1 level, where is my balances? Is it matching as per double entry system? In PC1, you debited salaries, but where is the credit in PC1? There is no credit. Means only a single entry you are putting. What about opposite aspect? In the same way, if I go and see in PC2 profit center, only credit line item is appearing or the credit aspect is appearing. But where is the debit in PC2? Sometimes. So some of the documents we are not getting debit and credit into the same profit center. That means you are not following double entry system 100%. That's why we told whatever I prepared at business area level or profit center level, those are not 100% accurate. Maybe for internally at least sufficient. So later, to get 100% accuracy, I need whatever I prepared P&L account and balance sheet. Simple rule. Into PC1, the debit and credit also should fall. Into PC2, if you put credit, the corresponding debit also should fall. But I am paying salaries of profit center 1. I don't have cash, so I utilize it from PC2. To get one more debit into PC2, to get one more credit to PC1, as part of new GL, we are using document splitting functionality. Now, using new GL is a mandatory in S4. You have to go for no option. In ECC, the business organization sincerely they are using classic GL. If they want parallel accounting, if they want 100% accurate financial statement below company code level, that is at business area or at profit center level or any other characteristic level, then they migrated from classic GL to new GL. You need to follow some standard SAP approach and then you need to migrate from classic GL to new GL. Or some of the business organization, if they are implemented newly after ECC 6 or ECC 5 version is released, then they directly went to new GL. And some of the organizations still they are operating in classic GL. And now, as part of S4, SAP has not given option to continue with the classic GL. You have to go mandatorily with the new GL. And document splitting is the optional, but it is recommended. So now itself, you use document splitting functionality to get 100% accurate financial statements below company code level. So for this aspect, now for updating profit center is a very important, and we need to ensure that it is updated in each and every document and it has a consistency. So for this, we need to do this step. Then it will ensure that the profit center accounting with respect to that system will do for each and every document whenever we are posting, it do so many checks and it ensures the profit centers are updated correctly. Okay, so this is the thing, new thing we need to do, but we did this whenever we got error. We can capture this same whenever we did our profit center accounting related settings. Here we did it, profit center accounting. We maintained controlling area settings and set control parameters. We have not done this because we don't want to use ATL ledger. And then we maintained versions. An additional step, this we need to do. Activate profit center accounting in controlling. Here the path, financial accounting, then general ledger accounting, master data. Under that, how you have a GL accounts like that, profit center is given. Okay, so if you want to do without activation of ATA related to profit center accounting settings, you no need to go to your classic path controlling profit center accounting. Now it is integrated with the financial accounting. So in financial accounting itself, how you are doing for business areas settings, in the same way you can do the same settings here itself. Okay, so here this is the step we need to do, from which year you want to activate, that we activated already fine. And one more thing, we need to observe the difference between your ECC and S4. Whenever we are activating profit center accounting in ECC, as per the classic profit center accounting, we need to create a dummy profit center. Right? Last time we created dummy profit center. And in some of the documents, if a profit center is not entered by the user and profit center is not determined through derivation rules automatically, the system doesn't throw any error message like cost object. There is a cost center required and I forgot to enter, or there is no automatic derivation rule, then immediately you will get error message. Please enter the cost center, and system doesn't allow to post the document. But in case of profit center, system doesn't throw any error message. Please enter profit center, or profit center is not derived. If that is the case, system silently post the document, and will it put blank profit center? No. It will post to the dummy profit center. And it's a mandatory to create dummy profit center. But in S4, we are using new GL, and also we want to go with the document splitting functionality. So as part of document splitting functionality, in one of the line item, if you enter any profit center or maybe derived in the offsetting line item, if profit center is not there, I mean here, in salary account, you entered profit center 1. Maybe you entered manually or it is derived automatically. And into the cash account, the profit center you are not entering, or it is not derived automatically. Then system doesn't throw error message. System doesn't post to dummy profit center. Now system will post to the same profit center PC1. So if the profit center is available in this line item and this is debit, then opposite entry credit you are posting, right? So this we'll call it as a offsetting line item. For this line item, debit, this credit one is the offsetting line item. Or for credit line item, the debit is offsetting line item. The system will derive the profit center from the offsetting line item. The same PC1 is posted. Or you entered PC2 here manually and here there is no profit center. Then system will derive automatically here PC2. Who told to the system or from where it took as a PC2? It took from the offsetting line item. Okay. So due to this, we no need to create dummy profit center and we have not created also. So this you need to highlight your differences between in ECC and S4. Dummy profit center creation is not required now. Okay, and then we did FIMM integration settings. This is normally, you know these things. And material ledger settings, as part of this currency types we did. What are the currencies you want to use for parallel valuation, or to do parallel currencies you want to update your material values, the stock, and then that we assigned it to the valuation area. And here we got an error message. You remember yesterday that the currency types are not using in FI. Check material ledger settings. In this we did assign currency types and define material ledger types I and N. We want to use in company code currency legal valuation, and the same company code currency we want to use profit center valuation, and in group currency we want to do group valuation. Okay, the sequence is also important. In which sequence you are putting the same sequence, your material master will get the values in the accounting 1 tab. Here if you see in accounting 1 tab, we can see the standard price. But whenever you are not activated parallel valuation approach, you can see only one field, the standard price. But whenever you activated as part of material ledger, I want to do my material stocks, want to update in parallel currencies or parallel valuation. Maximum 3 currencies, 3 valuations can be used. So here you can see the company code currency legal valuation because the currency type is 10. And next, company code currency profit center valuation. Company code currency is identified by 10 and profit center valuation is identified by 2. 10 plus 2, 12. In the second field you can see 12 currency type. And group currency is 30 and group valuation is identified by 1. Then your currency type will be formed as a 31. So here this 31 you can see. So the order is important, how you want to display the values in your material. Then what we did, we assigned this material ledger type to valuation area. The valuation area is nothing but your plant. And here yesterday we have seen that it is coming as a red color. What it is saying? ML currencies are allowed in FI. This is fine. But yesterday the error message we got, ML currencies are not allowed, are not using in FI. Means whatever material ledger you are using currencies, 10, 12, 31. Not used in FI module. This is the error message we got. Whatever currency types you want to use in material ledger, that is part of currency and valuation profile, that must be available in FI module. That must be used in FI module first. That to be assigned to your company code. Then only we can use in material ledger. Otherwise, system will check in the backend whether these currency types are using in FI module or not. If not, then system will throw the error message. It won't allow us to activate. So that we have seen clearly yesterday. I will suggest whenever you are practicing also, first don't do currency settings and do this one and see the error message what we are getting, and then you go and update your currencies to the FI module. That we did it here. Define settings for ledgers and currency types. Where we are creating ledgers are the same transaction code, we can do it. Okay, so just review that. Because these settings, all you need to do in a sequence. That means the actual sequence is first you assign currency types to the company code and then go on to activation material ledger. But if you do the same sequence, you will not understand whether it's really required or not. Or if you really produce the error, then you will understand why we need to do that one. And you can easily remember. Right. So that's why I'm saying intentionally you try to produce the error. First assign this material ledger type to valuation area without doing this config. And then see the error message. And then again do the required config. And again go and see the error message will disappear. Right. So here, whenever we want to create ledgers, that yet we have not done. And you want to do currency settings. So in S4, for creation of ledger and for creation of currencies or assigning currencies, everything will be done in the same step. That is, define settings for ledgers and currency types. And you can use transaction code FINSC underscore ledger. The recommendation is, the suggestion is, here you need to follow these folders step by step. Exact sequence you need to follow. First you need to go to the currency types and see which currency types are given by SAP. Fine. Whatever currency types are not provided by the SAP, then you can go and create your own on your own. You can give your long text and short text and what will be the valuation view. And whether you want to go for company code specific conversion or whether you want to go for global currency conversion. Two options are given by SAP whenever you are creating your own currency types. And these are the currency types are provided by standard SAP by default. 00, 10 company code currency, 20 controlling area, 30 group, 40 hard currency, 50 index based, 60 global, 70 is the object currency. And apart from this, whatever currency types you want, that you can create your own. And here, whenever I am talking, how many currency types we use? Don't say that for company code or for ledger. Always you need to use for ledger and company code combination. If I say 10 currencies can be used for company code, it may not be correct meaningful. Or I can use 10 currency types for ledger. It's always for a combination. For one of my ledger and for my company code combination, I can use maximum 10 currency types I can use. Do I have freedom to choose all 10? No. You have only 8 you can choose. What about 2? Those 2 are already reserved, already fixed. You cannot change those 2. I mean to say, you cannot escape from those 2. You have to use. If you say I don't want, it's not possible. What are those 2? Number 1, company code currency, 10. You have to use it. for your ledger and company code combination, whatever ledger. It might be extension ledger or appendix ledger also. And second one, you need to use global currency. What is a global currency? Is nothing but controlling area currency. Maybe for our, whenever we are creating controlling area, we adopted 30 as our controlling area currency. Maybe some other organization, they may get controlling area currency as a 20 and they defined their own controlling area. So the controlling area currency can be adopted from any one of the currency that we have seen last time. Different options are there. At the end, we choose 30. This is the best option. Or SAP also recommends. Or in your business organization, if you decided that I need to go for parallel valuation, parallel currencies, like group valuation, profit center valuation, I want to do, I want to use material ledger, parallel valuation. In that case, always the recommended is for controlling area, whenever you are creating, you take for controlling area currency as a 30, the group currency. Right? The group currency is created at client level. Whenever you open your T code SCC4, whenever you are installing a client first time, whatever currency you decided at client level, that will become your group currency. Generally, how the business organization will set that group currency at client level. It's based on where their corporate group is existed. If the company belong to India, generally they required group reporting in Indian currency, internal reporting. Then they will set, whenever they installing the client first time, INR currency. If the company corporate group belong to Europe, they may keep EUR. If it belongs to US origin country, then they may put USD. Whatever it may be technically for us. Once the client is installed at SCC4, whatever currency you put, that will become group currency. And that group currency, you need to set it as your controlling area currency whenever you are creating your controlling area. And remaining currencies, you can create our own. For example, 32 or 12 or 11, whenever you are creating, how you want to translate from one currency to other currency. For example, I want to translate currency whenever I create 12 or maybe 11 from document currency or maybe from the company code currency I want to translate. So from document currency, I want to translate into currency type 11, the currency conversion. The exchange rate, do you want to take from which exchange rate type? I want to take from exchange rate type M. Maybe for another currency, I want to take exchange rate type P. So these are, we are calling it as a currency conversion settings. These currency conversion settings, do you want to maintain for company code specific or at global level? Here, if I don't select a company code specific checkbox, that means it is a global. Global means same currency conversion settings are applicable for all company codes. Suppose you decided that you want to translate by using exchange rate from exchange rate type M, and you want to translate not from local currency to 11, I want to translate from document currency to 11. Then these settings are applicable for all company codes, and one time you have to do. In another company code, after 1 year you are doing there, I want to translate into 11 currency in my company code from document currency to 11, but not with exchange rate from exchange rate type M. I want to use P, then it's not possible because here you decided that it is at global. You have not selected company code specific. So that's the meaning. If you do company code specific, then whatever you did, currency conversion settings are applicable for only one company code. For second company code, this is not applicable. Whenever you are creating second company code, again you need to maintain currency conversion settings. Whether if you want the same settings again you need to do. If you want to different, you need to do settings in a different way. That means the company code specific, if you select the currency settings, you need to do for each company code separately. It can be same settings or it may be different, we don't know. But you have to do again. Even though same you have to do, even though it's a different, you need to do. For each company code, need for each company code separately or individually you need to maintain it for each and every company code. If that is the case, you need to select company code specific. For example, in our case, what currencies we are using as part of material ledger or currency and valuation profile, 12 we are using, and see that 12 how it is maintained. 12 is a not company code specific, it is a global. And 31 we are using, if you see 31 is a company code specific. If you have not selected company code specific checkbox, then that should appear, or for that you need to maintain conversion settings in this folder, global currency conversion settings. If you select company code specific checkbox, then you need to maintain currency settings under currency conversion settings for company codes. For example, double click global currency conversion settings folder. Now for 11 it's a global, that's why it is appearing. And into company code currency, and the currency we are not maintaining value, this you need to observe clearly, because your company code is what? IN10. For you, the local currency or company code currency is INR, because whenever I am creating company code IN10, I kept it as INR. But whenever you are creating US10, then you will put currency as a USD. Here, your company code currency is INR, here your company code currency is USD. So the company code currency is not a fixed, it's at company code level. For each and every company code, the value is changing. In my case, if I say 11, it is INR. But here, if I say 11, it is a USD. So don't reserve a particular currency here, right? It is changing from company code to company code. So how you want to translate amount into company code currency? It is from document currency. Whenever you are posting a document, you are posting in EUR. If your company code is IN10, EUR to INR it is translated. Or you are posting document in USD, USD to USD. You are posting document in INR, then INR to INR. What is the exchange rate type? So here we are saying M. And based on which date the exchange rate should pick, based on translation date. So this is the conversion settings are applicable for all company codes. Now into 11, in each and every company code in this client, the amounts are translated from 00 document currency to company code currency by using exchange rate from exchange rate type M. In one company code, in second company code, in all company codes, same settings is applicable. You cannot maintain different settings for different company code, because the 11 is a global currency conversion settings are activated for that. And at last, you can see the real-time conversion checkbox. What does it mean? Whenever you are posting a document, the amount is translated in real time immediately into currency type 11 and stored that amount in that document itself. This SAP recommends go for real-time conversion. If I don't activate this real-time conversion, what will happen? Whenever you are posting a document, you posted in a particular currency, then amount, for example, maybe 1000 rupees USD you entered, even though your company code is IN10. So it need to translate into currency type 11, right? 11 is INR. Then system doesn't translate in real time immediately. If you select real time, you can see the value here immediately at the document itself. If I don't select real time conversion, system doesn't translate the amount immediately and it will maintain the value as a 0. Then when it will translate at month end as part of your foreign currency valuation, before running foreign currency valuation, you need to create one separate valuation method. How we are creating a normal valuation method for foreign currency valuation and how you are creating valuation area. In the same way, you create one separate valuation method and separate valuation area, and you need to do one inception posting, means intermediary posting between really doing your foreign currency valuation. Then here system will create one document, separate document, and through this separate document system will translate amount from USD to INR. Now it will do, but on that day it has not to do. At month end you are doing, then which rate it will take? It will take monthly average rate, not one specific exchange rate it is taking. For 1 month it will see what are the exchange rates and average rate it will take and translate it, and it will post one document. Then after that you are eligible to do foreign currency valuation. This is the thing you need to do if you have not selected real-time conversion checkbox. So that's why instead of doing all these things, it's better to get immediately translated, and you will get up to date the translated value immediately with that current exchange rate. So go for real-time conversion. And in the same way, if your currency type is company code specific, that will not appear under this folder and you cannot maintain. That you need to maintain here. Currency conversion settings for company code. If you want to use 31 currency in my company code, yes, you maintain. In another company code, I don't want to use 31. For example, here 31 is not maintained. And in my company code, for 31, I am translating from 00 document currency. If you want to wish to translate from 30 itself, you can put 30 to 31. And what will be the exchange rate? Same settings, nothing. Here also real-time conversion. Everything is same. But now whatever you are translating from currency and whatever you are taking exchange rate type from translation date, the real-time conversion, this is applicable for only this company code. For now 1710 company code also, if you want to use 31, you can translate from a different currency. You can use a different exchange rate type. You can use different translation date, so that you can maintain different settings for each and every company code. Or if you want, you can maintain same settings. And then go to ledger. As of now, we have not created our own ledger and only leading ledger we are using. 0L. Double click on company code settings. And here these two graded out. This we are talking that two currencies are reserved and you cannot change it. You have to use it. You cannot escape that I don't want to maintain my documents whenever I am posting. I don't want to use this currency type. You have to use it. What is this? This is not a global currency. Sorry, not global. Not a group currency. Not a client level currency. Then what is this? This is a global currency. Means this is a controlling area currency. Whenever you are creating your controlling area, whatever currency is used, that will appear here. In our case, our controlling area is IN10. For IN10, we used currency type 30. That's why here it is appearing 30. In another business organization, whenever they are creating controlling area, they decided they want to go with currency type 20. Then here you can see currency type is a 20. If If you are using 10, again here also you can see 10. So the global currency is not a fixed. The type is changing. Here whatever you use that will become global currency. It's nothing but operationally it's a controlling area currency. So one is a 10 and one is a global currency that is controlling area currency. It can be 30, it can be 20, it can be 10 based on your controlling area, how you created. Then after that you have 8 freely defined currencies. You choose whatever you want. Out of 8, now you have a freedom. But now we are following currency and valuation profile. And we want to use parallel valuation or group valuation as part of material ledger. In that, we decided we want to use profit center valuation in company code currency and group valuation in group currency that were identified by 12 and 31. So these 12 and 31 is now become mandatory for you. So out of 8, 2 again is a forcefully you have to use 12 and 31. Then only you can activate your material ledger. This error. Material ledger currency is not used in FI. You can overcome this error message. For this, mandatorily you have to use 12 and 31. And then you go and do this step, then this error message will not appear. Okay. And now you have a freedom. Whatever you want remaining 6, you can do it. For example, 11 we are not using, still you can assign. 32 we are not using, still you can assign. Or some any other free defined currency, whatever you want, that also you can assign. And whenever you are doing this, system is asking you if already the documents are posted in that document, how can you translate the amount into this new currency type? So in existing documents, if you don't translate, it will lead to inconsistency. Then you need to go for currency introduction project. If you are doing in production, if it is a test system, if the documents are already posted, then you can go to transaction code OBR1, and through OBR1 you can delete your existing transaction data, reset company code transaction data in which company code, and we need to do at controlling area level also. So one time you do controlling area and one time you do company code, then all the documents, suppose I posted 100 documents, 100 documents will be deleted from the company code. Now the document will become 0. Your number range also will back to nothing is used like that. It will come to no documents is posted, and then you can activate it. In real time, before posting any transaction data, you need to decide what will be your currency and valuation profile, what will be your material ledger settings, what are the currency types you are using, and maximum maybe try to use these additional currency types also, what you are going to use in your business organization, that you have to set up, and then next better go for transaction data postings. That's why here also, even though we are not completed the minimum basic settings, we are touching this topic, currency and valuation profile and material ledger, to avoid to run this OBR1. Maybe still if you want to see later, we can do after posting some documents as a test system, we can run OBR1 and delete it. And again, we can maintain if you want some more currencies. Do you really want? Yes, I really want. In that case, here press yes because it's a test system, and we ensured that the OBR1 has been deleted or nothing is posted like us. We have not posted any one document also still. Press yes. Again press yes for another one. Fine. And then save it. And here you can see you have added a new currency type for IN10. IN10, this is fine. And currency conversion settings, 32 are missing. It's finding out now. So we need to maintain that currency conversion settings for 32. Then you need to go and see what are the new one, 11 and 32. 11 is a not company code specific, global, and 12 also we are using, 12 also global, 11 12 is maintained global, fine, and 31 32 we are using. 31 is company code specific, 32 also company code specific. Then if you go to currency conversion settings at company code level, 31 is there, but 32 is not there. That's what system identified, because now system went back and checked what is the 32 type company code specific. So you need to maintain for your company code conversion settings if you want to use in your company code and a ledger combination. Right, the same settings I'm copying for 32 and save it. Then we are fine. So at company code level 31 32 maintain. That's why I'm using for ledger and company code combination, ledger and company code combination 8 currencies. So that's why I told don't mention for my company code I'm using 10 or 8 currencies, or in my ledger we have to say ledger plus company code. In another ledger and company code, same company code, maybe you are using different currency. And accounting principle, this topic we will touch while creating other ledgers. This is fine. Now again we can see the currency and valuation profile. To activate this, we need to integrate the ledgers with the controlling. For this, all 4 steps are there. These additional things also we did now itself. What is this? Integration of controlling with financial accounting, CO to FI. This is the new thing in S4 which we don't have in ECC. This is a required. If I say maybe I don't want, is it optional? But you need to do mandatorily. Because now all our secondary cost elements are GL accounts. Whenever you are posting to secondary cost elements in CO module, that results a FI document posting. So now the document is posted in FI, not manually. It came from CO. So I am posting adjustments in CO. Automatically, the S4 functionality is resulting on FI document and posting documents in FI. How these FI documents should be posted or treated, for that we are doing these settings. In the first step, use create specific document types to identify the documents which are posted in FI but through CO it came. For example, standard SAP given one CO for to post in your company code specific. If it is related to cross company code, they given as CC, same we are using. If you don't want, you create your own. What is the specialty in these document types? There is a new account type is given that we have seen. Secondary costs account type has been selected. Means the secondary cost elements, whatever you are posting, that's are allowed in these documents. And second, define document type mapping variant for CO business transaction. Here what we are doing, these CO documents at CO side, we are segregating all CO documents based on business transaction. One CO document is related to business transaction RKU3, one CO document is related to RKU1. This is also resulting FI, this is also resulting FI. For this also you are using document type CO, and for this also do you want to use same document type or you want different one? I want to use for a different one. So for which business CO transaction, which document type in FI you want to use, that you need to tell to the system for each and every business transaction under one name. So all these settings, this combination, maybe here I have 100, here you have to maintain 100, 100 to 100. That you will put under one particular name. For example, ABC. The ABC is containing or telling for RKU3 use document type CO, for RKU1 use document type ZO. So this ABC we will call it as a document type mapping variant, and this document type mapping variant we will assign to the company code. And next, check and define default values for postings in controlling. Means we told clearly that whatever I am posting in CO that is resulting in FI, I am posting documents in FI, fine. But whenever you come to FI, because of now new GL concept, what we are doing for parallel accounting purpose, you are using so many ledgers. There is a 0L ledger in my FI, which is given by standard SAP. I created myself L1 ledger. Still we have not done. Assume L1 ledger is there. And there is a ledger L2. Do you want to be post whenever you post in CO? If it is result in FI, do I need to post in 0L ledger? Do I need to post in L1 ledger and L2? Three ledgers? Or 0L and L1? Or L1 and L2? Or only 0L? That we need to tell it here to the system. If you put 0L, system will update only 0L and it won't update L1 and L2. I want to update everything. Then don't maintain any value. Leave it. Wherever system is asking ledger, you keep quiet, maintain it as a blank. Then if you have 3 ledgers, the system will update 3 ledgers. If you have 10 ledgers, the system will update 10 ledgers. And next one, define ledger for CO version. In CO, we have various versions, right? We created 0 by default, which will contains planned value and actual value. And other versions we are using only to store the planned values because I am changing my planned figure each and every time. Fine. Most of the documents you are posting in FI, then that FI documents are resulting into CO. Whenever you post in FI, the documents will go and update in CO. The actual data you are posting in FI, that is updating in CO in which version? 0 version. You have so many ledgers in FI. You are posting documents in 0L ledger that need to be transferred and post into 0 version. And you are posting documents in L1. Do you want to transfer and post in 0 or not? That you need to tell to the system. Means, if I talk from CO point of view, in my 0 version, I am storing the actual values. I am updating actual values. Who told you this is the actual value? That came from FI. From which ledger? 0L ledger. And L1, L2 we are using for adjustment purpose for parallel accounting. The most of the business transaction are automatic postings, everything will update in 0L. So we need to map from 0L to go and sit in the 0 version actual value. But here whenever the parallel valuation concept material ledger came, I created for actual values one more version. In our case V12 and V31. You remember whenever we are creating this version we selected actual. So here also actual value I am storing. Here also I am storing actual value. Why you are storing again and again actual value? Because this is a legal valuation. This is a profit center valuation. Even though it is actual value, because of different valuation, the value might be changed, right? And this is a group valuation. This is actual value, this is actual value, this is actual value. But what is the difference? This is I am using for legal, this is for profit center, this is for group. Now into this profit center valuation, into V12, the actual value I need to take from which ledger? From 0L. For this actual value into V31 from where I need to take 0L. So that we need to maintain here. Into a particular actual CO version, the value should come from which ledger? From FI. This we need to map. Here this we already did it. For 0, you need to take from 0L ledger. For V12, from which ledger you want to take? Or from V31, from which ledger you want to take? This thing we have not yet done. Integration of controlling with financial accounting. Right, so define document types, the first step, just CO and CC, which is given by SAP. The secondary costs, new account type, which is not there in ECC, it is selected. Define document types for mapping variant CO business transaction. What I told ABC, like that we created name IN10, and if I post RKU1 in CO module, it go to FI with document type CO, RKU2 also CO, RKU3 also CO. Next, put some other business transaction, whether same document type or different, you have to maintain it. The third one, check and define default values for postings in controlling. Means if I post in controlling module, that should come and post in FI module into which ledger. I want to post only 0L, don't update any L1 and L2. Whatever I posted in controlling, that should come and sit in FI only in 0L. Don't post it to L1, L2, then you give 0L is my default ledger. If you don't enter any value, it will update everything. We are not giving anything, so it will update everything. Later we'll see. Because as of now, we have only 0L ledger. Create one more ledger, and see post in CO whether all are coming into all ledgers as per this setting or not. Define ledger for CO version. Whenever you are transferring from FI to CO, now it's opposite. I posted a value, actual value in 0L ledger. The same actual value should go and store in CO module. There are so many versions. Use version 0 and store it. This is the standard behavior for 0L for legal valuation. If you are not following parallel valuations approach, this is fine up to this, but I am following parallel valuation. What are those parallel valuation? One I am doing group valuation and one I am doing profit center valuation. Whenever I post in ledger 0L, that group valuation or profit center valuation value, which is different from my legal valuation, then that should go from 0L from FI module to CO module in controlling area N10 and store in a particular version. Already I am storing legal valuation value in 0 and profit center valuation value I don't want to update again in the 0 and mix it up. That I want to maintain separately. That's why we need to create a separate version for profit center valuation, that is V12. For group valuation, use separate version and maintain separately in controlling, that is V31. That we need to maintain it here. Click on new entries. Controlling area IN10. Version is V12. Ledger is 0L. Press enter. Now you can see the valuation is changed, profit center valuation. That means we are saying in FI module, in 0L ledger, I will post a FI document. If it contains value in legal valuation, that go and put it in 0. If it has a profit center valuation, that should be stored in my controlling module transfer and stored separately in V12 version. Don't mix with the 0 version with the legal valuation view. And then IN10 controlling area same. And if I post in FI module in 0L any group valuation value, that should go and appear in version V31 and which is related to group valuation. Currency and valuation profile not active in controlling area. Fine. So warning message. We'll see. Later we'll activate. So now we have three valuations. For three valuations, there should be three versions. Here we can get doubt that suppose I don't maintain these two, what will happen? Just now we have seen warning message, right? That will become error message whenever you try to activate your currency and valuation profile. Currency and valuation profile we assigned still not activated. We need to activate. While activating, system will check in the backend whether the controlling area is using group valuation and profit center valuation, whether this controlling area has separate versions or not. No, then immediately system will throw error message and it doesn't activate until unless you assign these two. So that's why you need to maintain mandatory. This is done. Okay, and now you need to do mandatorily, and for activation this is required, this step. That's why we need to do this also. So completely this topic, integration of controlling with financial accounting, this segment you can complete before your currency and valuation profile activation. And here one more step for material ledger. Material ledger settings, I will explain you completely this topic about whenever we start product costing. At the time we can go in deep, but now the material ledger we are doing just for activation purpose. Only three config steps is required majorly. One is which currency types you want to use for parallel valuation or parallel currencies, your material stocks. Second, that we will call it as a material ledger type. I want to use 10, 12, 31. These 10, 12, 31 make it group. That group name we are calling it as a material ledger type. That is we assigned to the valuation area to our plant. We got error message with respect to currencies and we fixed it fine. And now number 3. Activate valuation area for material ledger. This is YMX2, YMX3. I think this will be YMX1. Before activating, if you want, you can check material ledger settings. How 8K we have for currency and valuation profile for activation. Is there any setting is missing? How can I identify? For that I showed you, right? Yesterday we ran 8K T code and we checked it. In the same way, at material ledger component level, whether my config settings all are in sync or all are in compliance, all are done or something is missing, I want to check. You can go for T code CKM9 and put your plant, and then you can check. Here it will show red color messages. That means something is wrong, but mostly we have green color. Of course, the GLs is still not assigned in OBYC. These things all, this is all red. We still don't have any GL. At the time we can do. And only the no material update structure assigned, this we are getting. So material update structure should be updated or created by the system automatically. Oh, we'll see. Activate material ledger. Our valuation areas are PL01, PL02 assigned to this company code, and we are using material ledger type also same. I created IN10. We don't have any error messages with respect to currencies. And let's activate it. And there are two price indicator. One is 2, one is 3. What is this 2? What is this 3? When we need to use. This we'll discuss at the time of product costing. As of now, put 2 initially. Sorry, again 2. And save it. After activating material ledger, the live data must be converted. Why this is saying? The system is giving that. Assume you already made live your system. You posted documents 1 year, 2 year over. And then now you decided that I want to use my parallel valuation, parallel currencies. And then you activating material ledger now. Then what about the existing data, transaction data that you need to convert into material ledger structures or material ledger tables? And then the next, the document whatever you are posting, that will be updated. So for that it is saying in our case no problem, press enter, fine, save it. This is done. Now hope we are ready to activate our currency and valuation profile. So before activation and currency valuation profile, you can check it in check mode whether everything is fine or not. Multiple valuation approaches, basic settings. We created currency and valuation profile initially, that is CV10. Here we told I want to use my company code currency. In company code currency, I want to do profit center valuation 10 plus 2, 12 currency it became. I want to do my group currency with group valuation, so 30 plus 1, 31. And this we assigned to the controlling area. Separately you can see or invoke AKP assignment, but activation is not done. Here activation we have separately. Multiple valuation approaches, check or execute activation. This is the T code 8KEP. Controlling area is IN10. Check activation. We are not activating. Before activating, I want to see what is their error messages. Are there still any config is missing? Create a results analysis version for valuation view IN10. This is a warning message. It's not error. It's not stopping us because we selected WIP and RE also in the version. So to be able to calculate your WIP, what is this WIP and results analysis we can discuss as part of product costing. For that, system is expecting a results analysis version also for each valuation view, like legal group and profit center. So in general controlling, again create the results analysis versions. It is saying, I think it's a only warning message. I hope it will allow 0, 30. This is fine. We are using versions 0, 31, 12. This is fine. With respect to material ledger, PL01 plant, material ledger type is using 10. Is this sync with your currency and valuation profile 10, 12, 31. One more valuation area 10, 12, 31. Maybe later if you want, we can create some more valuation areas. Coming to profit center accounting, the profit center valuation 2, we are using 10. And what is this valuation view 10? This is 2 is also profit center valuation. That is currency 20, controlling area currency. Profitability analysis is incomplete. We have not done anything, not started. Product cost also we have not done anything. This is all about product costing. I don't see anything blocking error. Now we can activate. So let's select activate in controlling area button and execute. Object request is locked. Maybe some other screen somewhere. Here we have. So It will update immediately. Active checkbox, this one. So come out of this screen. Was not activated. Again, putting activate and execute. Same, the warning message. Choose activate. Yes. If you want to display the warnings, you can see later we can create results analysis version. Fine. Activate. Now you can see currency and valuation profile set successfully. Now you can go and check your OKKP controlling, go to details. Now it is active. Once it is activated, currency and valuation profile is graded out. You cannot make any change. You cannot remove and put a new currency valuation profile, or you go to currency valuation profile and do modifications. You cannot do. And you need to follow the same sync. Whatever currency types you are using currency and valuation profile, that you need to do in the material ledger. That's why we did both at the same time and then we activated. Now you are free. That means you can post any documents. You don't get any inconsistency because your currencies are fixed 10, 12, 31. And your material ledger parallel valuation is fixed group valuation. Which valuations, which currencies you want to use. And then you can post any documents. In real time, whenever you are implementing greenfield implementation or anything. So these are the settings. First, you need to have to define at highest level. It's not with respect to one company code or one country requirement. It is at global level. So what should be your currency and valuation profile, and what will be your material ledger settings? And these are need to be fixed because this is not possible once you activate it to change it. First, you need to define this, fix it. Then later you have option, whatever you want to do. I mean to say now you can touch your accounts payable or accounts receivable, asset accounting or controlling, whatever you want, you can go and touch and post the documents, test it. If it is not, you can modify the configurations there and again do it, and whatever we want, we can achieve according to our requirement. But these things we cannot change it. Before making active, you should be carefully taken decision correctly, fine, then you need to go and activate it. Okay, this is fine. Now next we can touch the other part now as part of next S4 functionality, the parallel ledgers. What are the different type of ledgers is there apart from leading, non-leading ledger, appendix ledger or extension ledger? And we can go and create now in our company code multiple ledgers, and the currency types we can adopt from the same 0L. And I think for new GL and document splitting is required, that we need to do. Then after that we can start posting documents one by one, and one area we can touch. Okay, so within this, if you have any doubt, you can ask.